Hey folks, GHondo here, and welcome back to Songs of Syx. This is episode 8. In the last episode, I reached Prontic status at 75 people, so we can build training grounds and stockades at some point. I haven't yet, I'm not sure when I'm going to, but we at least can. We also put in this grain farm, which can't run yet because we haven't foraged any grain yet. It's up here, it's queued up for next autumn. And the bakery for it. And on that subject, there was one point where I suddenly saw a bunch of people disappeared, like odd jobbers, and I thought at the time, well, maybe just, some of these farms suddenly want more labor. Well, no, that was because the bakery was finished, and it has literally nothing to do. So I will just have one guy stand there, so the second we have grain, he can start, and then I'll boost it back up. But there's absolutely no reason to have 18 people standing around doing absolutely nothing. One is sufficient. The other thing we did is we did some research, just basically some upgrades for the pastures and the fields and the fishery, but more importantly also was the roads. So now I have the people running around rebuilding all of my roads from dirt paths to the much better cobblestones. I'll show you here. Dirt road is what we had before, so speed 5, durability 20, which is terrible, which means the janitors were rebuilding them constantly. Cobblestones are speed 20, so 4 times better, and more importantly, durability 50. So they'll still take a lot of work, but way, way, way less. So that should make the janitors much happier. Speaking of, what is your workload right now? Well, 4 of you are going full-time, so once these roads are done, we'll see if that ticks down or if I need to put in more janitors, but currently 4 guys are handling it, so that seems good. I have the population request going to 100. I'm not going to bump it up yet, at least until the grain is going and we are producing bread for more food. So, yeah, that's where we are. Okay, so we're in mid-spring. So we're just kind of just letting them do their thing. This is ready to go. Like, it's completely cleared. It's just waiting on some grain. If for whatever reason they don't get enough people over there to forage this season, I will buy some grain just to finish it off and get it going. But I'm hoping they can just get that on their own. I'm going to have 20 odd people, which should be absolutely tons. I know I have, other forages going, like the vegetables there, the fruit over there, but I think I should still have enough to get over there. So that's what we're doing. We're already back up to 300 more research, which is fantastic. Not sure what else we could get that would be immediately helpful. There's so much in here, and I don't know how relevant most of it is. Maybe we'll just get a carpentry upgrade going. That has to be a good thing, right? I just don't know if I should actually boost it even more. If it's worth the extra. You know what? It probably is. This is something we use all the time. So we'll go up to level 2 carpentry. And let's see, is that something I need to click on, or is that just a skill one? Okay, that one looks like it's an automatic one as well. Some of them you have to actually upgrade the building, but this is clearly not that one. That's a different one later, I guess. Alright, so we'll simply produce a little bit more furniture. That can only be a good thing. Okay, we're at the end of spring. Very good. Royalties actually and happiness are slipping quite a bit. What don't you think you have access? Oh, because you're unhappy with the food situation, right? Because you don't particularly like meat and fish. You really want the fruit and veg. That's fine. That will happen soon. Not to worry. And then later when we get bread going, they really like that, so that will make them much, much happier. Alright, we're now officially into early summer. I've actually run out of stone. I had tons, but I asked for so much. That's right, that's under rock. That'll get you going. Is there any actual stone mining on this map? And if so, what would stone mines look like? Oh, I don't see anything that... Oh, there may be that. Okay, so there is stone deposits way, way, way up here. I'm not seeing anything closer. That is a bit unfortunate. No, it's cotton. Because if that's our nearest easy access to stone, that is going to be very, very, very long time before we get to that. Alright, we're into midsummer. So all these lads will soon have a... Well, they already have a lot of work to do, but they're going to have a staggering amount of work to do of foraging. So hopefully they can bash out most of this road before that, so they're free and ready to go. I'd like to see them come running over here. That's what we're waiting on. There we go. I see a couple of you. I'd like to see a few more. There we go. Beautiful. Let's get all that grain over here. That would be lovely. Absolutely fantastic. While the fruit and veg are being done, so the happiness will start to improve. So the food preference will start to drastically tick up, not to mention just having more days of food. The Cretonians are very, very food focused, so they're super worried about food. I mean, everybody is, but they are especially worried about it. Okay, so we got enough grain. Perfect. Get them in. And I'll seed it up for next year. And then we'll need, obviously, to put people back in the bakery. In fact, we can actually put, now that we have whatever leftover grain, because I don't know how much they grabbed here versus how much they used here. Do I have the vision for that? No, that's opiates. If you were green, what would you look like? You would look like that. Okay, well, whatever they have grabbed, obviously the bakery has already grabbed, so... Just not sure how much they actually got. Because this is basically assuming they have enough grain, and I don't think they do, so... Yeah, I didn't think so. So they may have gotten a few loaves out that were instantly eaten, but that's fine. The more important part is we now will have actual production. So starting next year, we'll have actual grains of it. Actually, they're harvesting already. How is that possible? They only planted it 2 days ago. I'm not going to ask. I'm certainly not going to be upset, but I don't get how that's possible. Grains take more than just a couple of days, guys. Just, you know, so you know. But okay. Mine is not the reason why, I guess. But yeah, we are producing breads. I have no idea how many bakers I need versus how many grain farmers. I'll have to play with that, but the fact that we are producing, that's fantastic. Okay. Now, do I think we can go up to 125 people yet? I'm not feeling real confident about it. Well, let's see if we can't get some import-exports going. Now, do I have to already have... any kind of treaty with anybody? I don't remember. That, and what can we be exporting? Because I obviously need to be bringing stuff out in order to be able to afford to bring stuff in, right? What can we be giving out? Probably excess furniture, actually. Excess furniture could work. If you were excess furniture, what would you look like? You would look like that. You have no trade agreements for this. Okay, so yes, you do have to do the diplomacy thing. Fair enough. Let's see if we can do the diplomacy thing. I suppose it doesn't make a huge difference which one we do it with. So you would want 4,000 resource worth. What would you want? 20,000. Yikes. Okay, apparently it's going to be Pakwell, if at all. And I don't even know if we have enough. What is furniture worth? Actually, can I give you your plate armors back? I don't want them. They're worth 500. That's not bad. It's only worth 62. I guess I could just give you wood, right? Well, it's worthless. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so if I give you all my current furniture and a whole pile of wood, you will at least like us enough to be allowed to do trade. Done. Okay, so now we are allowed to trade with you. All things being equal. So, now if we come here... Yes, so we have that capacity. I guess if we ever get the trade agreement with eCraft, it would then be able to pick whichever one's going to give me a better price, but either way, we will now be allowed to export stuff, which in turn means we should be allowed to import stuff as well, right? But either way. Cool, alright, so... So yeah, we're producing 5 a day. So now, if I remember the way this works, we basically say, what percentage do we need to keep in the warehouse and then sell everything else is basically what this comes down to. Yeah, that's probably okay. As long as we have some left on hand, we can get rid of a fair bit of it. Price cap. Well, you want to generally make this worth 54, right? So let's set this to like no less than 40 maybe? Because obviously the price will go up and down. But I don't think we want to get much less than that. That would be terrible, right? Okay. So we'll let that go for a while. We obviously don't have that much furniture yet. So it's going to take a bit for them to get going, but I think that will sort that out. So what we probably need to do next then, to make sure that the carpenters are going at full time, is we probably need to either expand this woodcutter or simply build another one. Maybe we just build another one. Because the fertility over here is kind of garbage anyway, and there's a lot of trees here, so I think we're just going to build a second woodcutter over here. Again, it's going to be enormous. Probably doesn't really need to be like this big. This is probably like drastically overkill, but whatever. It's still only 65. Wowie. This might be too big in all reality. Okay, there's 100%. Should have some storage somewhere. Doesn't really matter where that goes. Good enough. Okay. That should be just a staggering amount of wood production. A crazy, stupid amount. Make sure you're set to cobblestones. Yes, you are. Beautiful. Good, okay. Now that's going to be a bit far for the people living even here, so I may want at least a small housing block here, just for these people. Maybe. We'll have to see how it goes. With these better roads, it may not be that big a deal, but we'll wait and see. That, and I don't know exactly how many people this is going to actually employ. I wasn't watching. I'm sure it would have told me when I was building it, but I was not watching. We need more stone, though. If I could spell, that would make things a whole lot easier. That would certainly have made things a lot easier. Food situation's already not looking great, but we're already into late spring, so we got through the lean times. So I think we can probably go up to 125, I think. Hopefully I'm not dooming us. But I think it's going to be okay. So you think you're going to make 600 a year. How much? Yeah, this doesn't really tell me, does it? I'm going to go up to 10 people. See how that goes. If I end up with way too much grain, I'll have to increase it, or if I run out and they're sitting around bored for a long time, I can decrease it, but I really can't figure it out. I'm not having a great mind day today. I have a pounding headache right now, so it's not so good. But we'll get there. And of course, you use a lot of furniture up front. But the export depot should not actually be exporting right now, because we're definitely not over the amount. And I think I need to increase its radius a little bit. It's not actually picking up the warehouse from there, right? So. Okay, so on the import side it doesn't matter. It should be able to figure out where to drop stuff off. Again, not actually importing anything right now anyway, so it doesn't actually matter, but... But maybe it's time now for another pasture. So we have the aurochs, that gives us leather. That would give us eggs. That one's just a ton of meat, so if you were just worried about food, you would do that one. That would give us cotton. Now, there is cotton on the map. So I could just make a cotton farm, but maybe I will just make cotton out of a pasture, because then we get food anyway, so... Yeah, let's make an Onx Pasture. Maybe it can go over here. Because then I can really justify having another housing block over here. So I'll make that... Should I just make it enormous too? That seems like such overkill. Yeah, we'll do it anyway. It's fine. If you're gonna do something, overdo it, right? If you're gonna have people over here, let's give them lots of stuff to do. So we'll definitely now want to put in housing over here. That should fit beautifully. It's off by 1 square. Oh well, that's okay. We'll call it organic. It's definitely not just chaotic mess. Now, will these be close enough for the hearth and well and all that? Probably not. So maybe we should give them their own, again, little section here, hearth, well, and all that. Hearth, well, food stall. And maybe a speaker? I don't know how relevant that is over here, but we'll give them one anyway. It's just a wee tiny building, we can just tuck it in right there. There you go. So that's a nice whole new section of employment. And that will also mean we won't need in our warehouse room for cotton, which I think is you, right? Yes. I have nothing to use that on. I'm assuming I'll make clothing out of it later, but for now it's mostly just for the meat and the employment is really all I'm after. Okay, so you're harvesting away. So you should soon be able to start producing. Definitely have grain now. Production has started. Okay, if you're doing 51 a... That's per day, right? So that, yeah, we have way too many bakers for that amount of grain. I can tell for sure already. Because a year is 16 days. If you produce 600 and some change a year, that's what, about 40-ish a day. So I think 7 or 8 bakers is going to do it. I'll leave it on 8, but I think I might be able to get down to 7. Either way though, that they should be busy for most of the year. And that will mean a steady supply of bread, so their happiness should stay, instead of fluctuating up and down like it does now, where they're happy in the autumn when there's vegetables, and sad in the spring when there's only meat. They should now be able to be much more even most of the year. And that can only be a good thing. Okay, well I think we're going to leave things there for today, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It really does help. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one. See ya.